There are new warnings tonight. Australia has lost the economic advantages that helped sustain us through tough times. For decades, manufacturing has moved offshore and our steel industry is under pressure. But experts say there is still time to turn things around.
Using Australian steel for Australian projects, this local fabricator with 48 staff.
Local steel rolled in South Australia.
Normally the yard would store 5 times this amount of steel, but work has dried up in the past 18 months as cheap prefabricated steel products from overseas flood into Australia.
We start losing lots of projects, which means we start operating below our capacity.
The irony is the key ingredient in steel is iron ore. Australia exports 900 million tonnes of it annually, more than half the world's supply. But still, we import 30% of our steel.
I don't think those commercial developers, they understand the amount of quality that goes into building this product.
The concern is if local steel production and manufacturing closes in favour of cheaper overseas products, what happens if that overseas supply suddenly stops? We had a taste with oil when tankers ground to a halt in the Strait of Hormuz. Now warnings the ship may have sailed with artificial intelligence. AI increasingly part of daily life, commerce and critical infrastructure.
A bunch of countries in Europe starting to build up their own sovereign capability when it comes to a whole range of things, because they look at the US and they have very real concerns.
We are entirely contingent and dependent upon the American models and the American businesses in this space.
Until Australia has its own onshore AI businesses, we remain at risk of major disruption at the flick of a switch on the whim of a foreign world leader or tech CEO.
Potentially instantaneously.
As our industries try to keep as much as possible Australian-made. James Carmody, 7 News.